I never thought I'd watch my 6-year-old son cry in front of a grocery store crowd, clutching a candy bar he hadn't even opened. But that afternoon, as the HOA president shouted that he was a thief, every eye turned toward us, and she had no idea who she was yelling at, or what I'd do next. Where are you watching from? And do you still believe in second chances? My name's Daniel Ward, federal judge and single father. Most people in our small town know me from court, not from my front porch. I moved to that HOA neighborhood for peace, a quiet place where my boy, Eli, could ride his scooter and feed the neighbor's cat without worry. Eli's a bright kid, gentle, curious, and endlessly polite. After his mom passed, it's been just the two of us, finding new ways to smile again. But peace doesn't last long where Karen Mullins runs the board. From the first HOA meeting, she had a way of making every neighbor feel like they owed her an apology for existing. She fined folks for leaving recycling bins visible, for using the wrong mailbox paint, even for children's chalk drawings on the sidewalk. Still, I thought, ignore her. She's noise, not danger. I was wrong. It was a Saturday. Sunny, easy. Eli and I stopped at Millie's Corner Store, the kind of place that smells like cinnamon and childhood. He ran ahead, eyes lighting up at a rainbow wall of candy. I told him to pick one treat for after lunch. I stepped aside to answer a quick call from Chambers. 10 seconds, maybe less. When I turned back, I heard shouting. Karen stood near the register, finger pointed at my son. I saw him shove it in his pocket. He's stealing! The room froze. Eli's small hands trembled as he tried to explain. I was just holding it. Daddy said I could, but Karen snatched the bar from him and turned to the clerk. Call the manager. Kids like this ruin neighborhoods. I felt something cold coil in my chest. People were staring. Phones were out. Eli's cheeks flushed red, eyes wide, not with guilt, but with fear. I stepped forward. Ma'am, that's my son. He didn't take anything, Karen scoffed. Maybe you're used to letting him get away with things, but in our community, we have standards. The clerk hesitated. Judge Ward, I know your boy. He always pays. Karen's smirk faded. Just a flicker of recognition. You're Judge Ward? I took a slow breath, forcing calm into my voice. Yes. And I suggest you step back before you add defamation to your list of mistakes. Karen's face drained of color, but her pride wouldn't let her stop. He had it in his pocket. That's evidence, Eli whispered. Dad, I didn't mean... I knelt beside him. I know, buddy. You did nothing wrong. I paid for the candy and thanked the clerk, but the moment followed us out the door like a shadow. On the way home, Eli kept asking, Why did she hate me, Daddy? I didn't steal. How do you explain to a 6-year-old that sometimes people's need for control is louder than their conscience? That night, I watched security footage from the store. Karen had grabbed the candy off the counter after Eli set it down to get his wallet. He never put it in his pocket. I sent the footage to the HOA board, not as a judge, but as a father. And I requested an emergency meeting. Monday evening, the community center buzzed with whispers. Karen walked in, chin high, clutching her rule binder like a shield. I stood. Before we discuss landscaping or mailbox colors, we're going to watch something. I played the footage. The room went silent except for the sound of Eli's small voice. Daddy said I could pay after. Then Karen's accusation, clear as day. When the video ended, no one looked at her. She opened her mouth. It looked like... I stopped her gently. It looked like an adult publicly humiliating a child without proof. I could have ended it there. Could have filed for defamation, even harassment. But watching her shrink under the weight of her own actions, I realized punishment wasn't what this needed. Understanding was, so I said, Mrs. Mullins, this isn't court. You don't need a defense. You just need decency. My son forgives you. I hope someday you can do the same for yourself. A week passed. Then one morning, a knock at the door. Karen stood there. No binder, no clipboard. Just her, she held a small paper bag. Inside was the same brand of candy bar wrapped neatly with a note. For Eli, from someone who forgot how to be kind. Her voice cracked. Judge Ward, I'm sorry. I thought I was protecting the community. I didn't realize I was hurting it. I nodded. Karen, rules can't fix people, but people can change rules. We ended up talking for half an hour about her loneliness, her husband who'd left, the emptiness she filled with power. For the first time, she felt human, not hateful. Later that day, she called an HOA meeting. This time, she proposed a community kindness program, monthly volunteer projects instead of fines. I watched as the same neighbors who once feared her now smiled at her. Sincerity. Sometimes justice isn't a verdict. It's a choice to stop fighting and start understanding. Eli still gets his Saturday candy, though now Karen always waves from the register when she sees him. And whenever he holds that candy bar, he reminds me of something bigger than law. Forgiveness is the hardest kind of fairness. If you were standing in that store and saw someone accuse a child of something they didn't do, would you speak up? Because justice doesn't just live in a courtroom, it lives in the moment we choose to be kind.